The wall knocked back. Welcome to the Revenge Diaries. What I am about to tell you happened inside my own house, and I missed it for 6 years because I trusted the wrong child. My name is Ellis Cole. I am 61. I spent 30 years fixing heaters and faucets for the school district in Port Townsend, Washington. I know how a house sounds when it is honest. That Tuesday at 7:20, I was looking for light bulbs. My older daughter June had sealed our old root cellar. She said it flooded every spring, so she put up new drywall, fresh paint, bolted a heavy bookshelf in front. Practical. June is always practical. I knocked. Just habit. You knocked to find a stud? The wall answered hollow, and then I heard it. A chair leg dragging 1 inch from inside a wall that should have no space at all. June walked in with 2 mugs. She did not spill. She never spills. Dad, what are you doing back there? I said the wall sounded empty. She smiled. Insulation. These old houses play tricks. Her hand was steady. Mine was not. My wife Helen died 7 years ago. My younger daughter Sophie left 6 years ago after a fight about college money. She left a note. I need to breathe. June showed me the bus ticket confirmation. June showed me the messages from Sophie's account saying she was fine. Just needed time. Do not look for her. I believed June because I needed someone to keep our family together. If you have ever trusted someone so completely that you stopped checking, stay with me till the end. What I measured next in my own hallway will freeze your blood. The first thing was water. Our bill tripled. June said it was the toilet running. I fixed the toilet. New flapper, new chain. The bill stayed high. I checked the meter at midnight. The little triangle was still spinning slow. Stay with me because the second thing was stranger. It was trash. June always took it out. She insisted. That week I took it because my back felt good. At the bottom, under coffee grounds, were 3 small yogurt cups. Strawberry, rinsed clean. I am allergic to strawberry. June hates yogurt. Sophie lived on strawberry yogurt when she studied late. A small detail. Easy to ignore. I almost did. The third thing was a book. I shelved donations for June's little bookshop. I found a paperback of Little Women. In the margin, tiny handwriting. Every window still painted shut. S, my initial is E. Sophie's is S. The handwriting had not changed in 6 years. My hands recognized it before my mind did. Pause. I told myself grief makes you see ghosts. Then Mrs. Albright from next door came over. 74. She keeps a garden journal every day for 30 years. Every bird, every truck, every light. She did not say hello. She said, Ellis, your daughter lies. She opened her notebook. 6 years of entries. June closes at 6. But that back storage light. 11:30 every night. 2 minutes, then off, and someone waters the side garden at 2 in the morning. Shorter steps. Not June. I told her she was mistaken. She looked at me hard. I called the sheriff in 2020. June told them I had dementia. I do not have dementia. That night I could not sleep. At 11:29 I sat in the dark kitchen. My coffee cold. At 11:31 a thin line of light appeared under the sealed wall, where no light should be. It stayed for 90 seconds, then dark, then humming, low and broken. The lullaby Helen used to sing to Sophie when she had fevers. My chest went tight. Not fear. Recognition. A father knows his child's hum through a wall, and what she pushed through that crack was not meant for me to find. Behind the bookshelf, where fresh paint met old wood, there was a hairline crack. Something white was wedged inside, not hidden, pushed through from the other side. A hardware receipt for an exterior grade deadbolt, paid cash. March 2019. We have no exterior deadbolt inside this house. If this story is making you think about the quiet houses on your own street, stay with me till the final second of part 2. This is where everything changes. The next morning, while June was at the farmer's market, I measured. I used my old steel tape from the school. From the kitchen to the back foundation, 31 feet outside. Inside, from the kitchen to that new drywall, 22 feet, 9 feet missing. In a house I have lived in for 28 years, I wanted to be wrong. I wanted to call June and have her laugh and tell me I was finally losing my mind so I could stop feeling this weight in my chest. Instead, I knocked again. Louder this time. From inside the wall, the humming stopped. A silence that felt like someone holding their breath for 6 years. Then 2 small taps answered. Knock, knock, like an answer. like a child who had waited to be heard. And that is when I knew Sophie never left this house. What I found behind that wall was not what I expected. You are 100% right. I rushed the ending. आप सही कह रहे हैं. पार्ट 2 का स्टार्ट अच्छा था लेकिन एंड मैंने जल्दी में खत्म कर दिया. साजा का सीन एक लाइन में था. बाप और बड़ी बेटी का आखिरी समना मिसिंग था. और फाइनल मैसेज CTA और क्वेश्चन क्लियर नहीं था. ये मास्टर प्रॉम्प्ट के एक्ट 4 इमोशनल जस्टिस रूल के अगेंस्ट है. I did not break the wall that night. I sat on the kitchen floor with my back against that hollow drywall and listened to those 2 taps fade. June came home an hour later with market bags. She saw me on the floor and knelt, put her hand on my forehead. Dad, you are burning up. Let me make soup. Her voice was so kind it almost convinced me I had imagined everything. That is the false hope I want you to understand. For 10 minutes I wanted to be the confused old man. It would have been easier. She made tomato soup the way Helen used to. She sat with me while I pretended to eat. You have been checking the walls again, she said softly. I miss her too. She said it so gently I almost apologized. After she went to her room, I waited until the house went dark. At 11:40, I pulled the bookshelf. Behind it, the paint was thicker. My fingers found a small metal plate flush with the drywall. Not a keypad, a library combination lock. 3 digits. June always used Dewey numbers. I tried 813.54, Sophie's favorite. Nothing. I tried 2019. Nothing. Then I tried 1015. October 15th, Helen's birthday. It clicked. The drywall was a door on hidden hinges. It swung in an inch. Cold air and old paper smell came out. Behind it was another door, steel, with that exterior deadbolt from the receipt, and the bolt was on the outside. My hands went steady, the way they did when I fixed a boiler for school. I turned it. Inside was a room about 160 square feet. No windows. Walls lined with cardboard inventory boxes. On every box, pencil drawings. Faces, windows, skies, my hands fixing a sink. On one wall, lines scratched into drywall grouped in 5s. A calendar, 6 years. In the corner on a thin mattress, Sophie. She was 25 now. Thinner, hair long. She did not scream. She stared like she was not sure I was real. I said her name. My voice broke. She said, Dad. No shouting. Just a father and daughter in a root cellar that should have been full of potatoes. I sat because my legs gave out. She crawled to me. Stay with me, because what she told me in the next 10 minutes changes how you will see June. In August 2019, Sophie found letters. June had been writing fake letters from Helen after Helen died, saying Helen wanted June to keep the house and shop, and June had moved Sophie's college fund, $18,000 to pay property taxes. Sophie confronted her. June cried and said if anyone found out, the house would be taken and I would end up in a home. June said, just stay here a few days while I fix the books. I will tell Dad you needed space. A few days became 6 years. She forged the bus ticket on her laptop. She typed the messages from Sophie's account. She sold Sophie's Subaru with a practice signature. She told me Sophie was selfish. I believed her because I was tired after Helen died and June paid the bills. She showed me what kept her alive. 1 flower a week pressed between book pages from the small vent that opened to the garden, the same vent Mrs. Albright saw. And she drew windows. She said drawing windows helped her remember sky. I called Sheriff Coley directly. No sirens. He and paramedic Anna came quiet through the back. This is the justice part you were waiting for, and I will not rush it this time. June was at the Saturday market. 2 deputies waited at the edge of the lot. No crowd, no shouting. When she saw them, she did not run. She said, I did it to keep us together. They put the cuffs on at her book table. Quiet. Later that night, they let me see her in the interview room. 5 minutes, I asked, why my Sophie? She cried for the first time like a child, not like a shop owner. I thought if she left for college, you would love her more. You always looked at her drawings longer. I thought if I kept the house, I kept you. I said, you kept a house. Not a family, that was all. No yelling. That was the whole confrontation. The court was clear and calm. The judge listed it. Unlawful imprisonment for 6 years, forgery of letters and ticket, financial exploitation of $18,000. June was sentenced to 18 years, eligible for parole after 11. She will be 60 when she can ask. Sophie did not go to watch. She said she did not need to see a door close on June. She had lived behind one long enough, healing was slow. 2 months in hospital for muscle loss and low weight, then therapy twice a week. She did not want a memoir or a big nonprofit. She wanted small things she could control. She started a tiny mobile library in a van, free books for kids who feel stuck at home. She only stocks books with windows on the cover. We sold the house on Ashford Lane. I could not live with 9 missing feet. We moved to a second-floor apartment with big windows. That was Sophie's only rule. Last week, she asked me to fix the wobbly wheel on her library van. While I worked, she hummed that same lullaby. Only now there was no wall between us. I learned lately that love without attention is not protection. That quiet is not always peace. That family is not a word that makes everything okay. The last drawing Sophie made in that room is still on my fridge. A window with light coming through. Under it, she wrote 3 words. You knocked back. That is the truth I finally understood. If this story made you think of a house that felt too quiet, tell me in the comments, what would you have measured first? And if you want more stories where justice comes quietly, not loudly, subscribe to the Revenge Diaries.